This video is brought to you by my new album entitled Dougal's Treats. It's full of hummable melodies, bluesy riffs and the occasional bit of virtuoso flashy stuff as well. If you enjoy bluesy rock guitar with memorable tunes and solos that wail like a banshee, then check out the links in the description. The premium version includes all of the tabs for each tune, videos and jam tracks as well. Thanks for listening, now on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That little jam there was me doing what many people have asked me how to do, which is how do you import a jam track into your recording software, in my case Reaper, and then jam along with it. Well, that's what I just did there, and what I'm going to be showing you how to do today. So without further ado, here's a little bit of information.
Here is the explanation.
Okay, here is a blank Reaper project, and I'm just going to set up to record some guitar. So in the time-honoured tradition, we right-click here, insert new track, then do it again, then do it again. So now I have 3 tracks all set up. I'm going to take these two here and place them into a folder, and this is going to be where I record my guitar. What I'm going to do is, as I've explained in previous videos, if you haven't seen that, they're all linked in the description. I'm going to take these 2 tracks here, which are in this folder, and briefly what that means is that this track and this track feed into this track here, so I can control what's going on these 2 tracks via this track here. The reason I've got 2 tracks is because I want to employ a little bit of kind of fake double tracking. So once again, I'll just do this slowly. I'm going to go into this track here, which is the one I've got panned to the right. This one's panned to the left. I'm going to go into the right hand track and add a 35 millisecond single repeat delay on that track. So essentially what that means is that everything you hear on this track, you also hear on this track, but 35 milliseconds later. They're hard panned left and right. That gives you a nice kind of stereo double tracked sound. Onto this track here, the sort of parent track, if you like, I'm going to add some more delay because I like it. I'm going to add a 5 tap ping pong. Basically, you can see I've got the wet signal turned right the way down. It's not obtrusive. It just adds a little bit more depth, I find. And to complete the picture, a little bit of reverb, just this room reverb here. I'm just using the standard plugins that come native to Reaper. So that's pretty much my lead guitar channel set up, if you like. I want a track for the jam track. So once again, double click down here. It automatically adds it into this folder, but I'm just going to grab it and drag it down and into there. So it's now a separate track, and we're just going to label this track as jam track. And that's the track there where I want to add the guitar. So, or what I want to add the jam track. So let's just head off over to my jam tracks folder, and I want to grab this one here, this A major country rock jam track, and literally just drag and drop it into Reaper like that. That's all you got to do. I go one stage further because I like the bar lines to kind of line up. You see the bar lines here in Reaper. I like these and the beats and so on to line up with the track. Now, I happen to know that this track is at 120 beats per minute. You can see the project tempo here is set at 80 beats per minute. So what I need to do is change the project tempo to the same tempo as the jam track. There's one little step you've got to do before then, though, which is to go into File and Project Settings, which, as you can see, you can also do via Alt-Enter. And it's these two things here. Now, I have these pretty much set up by default in Reaper, but you may not have these yourself. Set to time. You can set this time base for items, envelopes, markers, time base for tempo, time signature, etc. I have that set to time, but you can set it to beats, position, length and rate, or position only. And this one here, you can set it to either time or beats. Just make sure if you're using Reaper that those are set to time, because then if you don't do that, then you change the tempo up here, it screws around with the tempo of the backing tracks, and we don't want that. So I just click into here and set that to 120, and now you can see that there's the beats on the count in. They're all lined up with the beats in Reaper and so on. All of the bar lines line up, and I like that because it's neater. It's not essential. You don't have to do that to play along with a track, but I just like it all to be, like, for instance, if I want to punch in or drop in at bar 7, I can find where bar 7 is here or whatever. So that's me good to go now. I can set up and play some lead guitar over the top of this jam track. And you've already heard that at the top of the video. And it really is that simple. By the way, full tab for that solo that we heard at the top of the video in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, the jam track I was using, and that little explanation there. All of that can be found up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, it's $3 or about £3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional bits and pieces and tabs and jam tracks and various goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. I've got to admit that jamming over a jam track like that in Reaper isn't something I do a heck of a lot of. I just find it trickier to mix the end result, because you've got the guitar part and you've got the jam track. And maybe you're thinking, oh, that crunchy sounding rhythm guitar on the jam track is just kind of getting a little bit in the way of the lead guitar part. But what can you do? You can't turn just that part down. You've got to turn the whole jam track down, or do the opposite with the lead guitar part, turn that up. And it does lead to less, I think, clarity in the mix when you do things that way. And given that all of my jam tracks are ones that I've created, usually what I'll do is I'll go to the project where I created that jam track, record a lead guitar part over that, as part of that project, and then I've got control over all of the instruments and all of the tracks in that finished project, and I can turn individual things up and down. I just prefer having that level of control. But does that make me a control freak? I do know that some people just prefer the idea of dragging a jam track in to their DAW and letting rip. And there's a lot to be said for that. I had fun doing that solo. So there you go. That is how to use your recording software, Reaper. I can't recommend Reaper highly enough. I'm not affiliated with them. I've used Cakewalk for many years, and before that I used Cubase. I've never tried any. Those were the two big ones when I first started recording to PC, Cakewalk and Cubase. Tried Cubase, didn't really kind of get to grips with it. More my fledgling IT skills, I think, were to blame there. But as soon as I got Cakewalk, I think it was Cakewalk Pro Audio 9, if anyone remembers that, and then I went on to Music Creator and stuff. I just found it really intuitive, and then made the switch to Reaper when Cakewalk sort of had a little bit of a wobble. I think it's back up and running again, isn't it? But I went to Reaper and I've not looked back, and just find it really intuitive and easy to use, and hopefully these videos have been demonstrating that to you as well. But that's it for today, folks. I'm starting to waffle. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and if that's the case, let's get back in focus. If that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? And don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and we talk, basically. It's beer and chat on a Friday. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.